How's it going, guys? As you can see, I've been working on my XT a little bit. I got some of the wiring installed. Take a look at that. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video. Let me flip this baby around. So yeah, I've been working on my wiring some. I think I got the harness ran the correct way. We got it going through the headlight. Got some of the accessories hooked up. I got an ignition switch. I got a speedo installed up there. Let's see what else. Got the bike. Been tuning on it some. Not sure if it's right or not, but it's pretty close. Hooked a strobe light up to the bike and got the timing pretty much spot on. I had to do a lot of adjusting on the points to get it where it needs to be, but I think I got it. I got an oil leak. It's weird. It's leaking up here. This clutch cover was damaged when I got it, and it was repaired by somebody else, and then I repaired it some more, but it's still leaking. I'm hoping I can just like maybe put some sealant. It's leaking up here. It's a very strange place to leak. You'd think it'd be leaking on the bottom, but it's not leaking down there. It's leaking on the top. Never seen that happen before, but it's always something with me. Always something new. But yeah, I bought a battery box on eBay. It was used, and I sandblasted it and painted it. It's just painted. It's not powder coated or anything. Got it all cleaned up and installed. Let's walk over here and take a look at it. Just have the battery sitting in here. It's not ready to go. It hasn't. I hadn't put the acid in there. But yeah, so I got the wiring. You can see that I got it routed. I think that's the proper way to route it from just the pictures I've seen. I don't have that clip. I use one of those sticky things where you can put a zip tie through it. I mean, it's holding, so that's good. And I got the wiring routed this way. I had this clip, this rubber clip, and I got it going to the tail light. So I think that's pretty close to where it needs to be. Got some of the regulator, rectifier mounted. Let's try to start it. It is cold. I ran it a few minutes ago. Don't know if it'll run again. Hopefully it will. No reason it wouldn't. Let's turn the gas on. I got a auxiliary tank hooked up. Got some race fuel in there. Like I said, I've been tuning on it some. I don't know if the jetting is right. Don't know if it's where it needs to be. I've had a hard time with the freaking throttle cable. I can't find a throttle cable that's the right length. I'm just gonna have to make my own, I guess. But you can see where it's not even going in. It's pretty terrible. The throttle, I just got it laying over here. Don't even have it installed. This cable, I got this Motion Pro cable, but it's too long. See if it'll start. Starts pretty easily usually. it's leaking. Maybe you can't see. It's puddling up. Very strange. Strange. Hoping I can just put some gasket sealer. Oh, pull that case off a little bit. But that's where we're at right now. Just gotta keep working on my wiring. Worst part of it. Bike seems to be running pretty good. I gotta install my brake light switch, which unfortunately the brake arm I have, or whatever you call that, that's on the other side of the brake pedal that the brake pedal attaches to. It's for a TT. It doesn't have the little mount on it for the spring. So I have the wrong one. I need which I have the correct one. You'll see that this is the part I'm talking about. Got to have that little arm right there, that little piece for the spring to attach to. The one that's on my bike doesn't have that, so I'll have to switch that out, clean that one up, switch it out. I wanted to talk about my SR for a second. So a little update on that. Bike still runs good. My electric starter, I broke it in December. I broke my electric start. It would not turn the bike over. So I contacted Nuts and Bolts that make it, and they tried to troubleshoot. You know, they told me to take it apart and try to figure out what was wrong with it, and I couldn't figure out what was broken. Took it all apart. I have some pictures I'll show you. And I just said I got to send it to you because I don't know how to fix it. And they kind of, you know, they didn't really respond to me, which I've heard that from other people where they just stopped responding to you. And so I just shipped it to them and didn't really hear anything. And I kept emailing them, and they finally said, we got it repaired for you. Or I don't know the exact words they used, but they got it fixed for me, and they shipped it to me. They use UPS, and UPS lost it. It got lost in shipping. So then I had to file a claim, and this may be a boring story to everybody, but this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. But so it was lost. I filed a claim. I contacted Vintage Spoke, who I got it from, and because Nuts and Bolts, they were kind of ghosting me. They weren't responding to me, and I didn't know what to do. So I contacted Vintage Spoke, and you know, they just said, you know, you need to contact Nuts and Bolts, and I'm like, well, they're not responding to me. So anyway, Nuts and Bolts finally responded and said they would ship me a brand new starter since mine was lost. So they shipped me a new one. I get the new one in, and guess what shows up probably, I think, 2 days later? This starter. This is my original starter. It showed up from UPS in a new box. It was damaged. The only damage really is right here on the cover. But it works fine. Nothing else was damaged. But so I had two starters. Leaking oil there. A little drop of oil coming from somewhere. But so I had two starters. So I just said I'm just gonna ship, you know, I'll contact Nuts and Bolts and I'll ship the other one back to them, and that's what I did. So that's my story on my starter. It's repaired, but it took an act of Congress to get it repaired. But let's start this bike, see if it'll start. It's cold. I've not started this bike in a while. I think it was last weekend I started it. See how the starter works on it. See if it's not, hopefully it's not broken. Uh-oh, we went dead. That's okay. But, so that's what's going on with my 500s right now. Got two of them running, so hopefully it'll stay like that.